All right. So this past weekend, we experienced the worst breakup in the history of mankind. I'm not sure if it's the worst breakup or what you should call
So,
it.
if you say it's the worst breakup in the history of mankind, how would you describe the breakup between Jesus Christ and Judas Iscariot?
Oh my God. I don't know how to describe this one, but before we
Or
get
the
into it,
one, or the one that happened at Gethsemane between the first man or the first family and God who created them in that garden. So there have been breakups, but this one is quite peculiar. That's what you
yeah.
would say.
Okay. All right. We shall see. But anyway, we're talking in the persons of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. But before
That's
we get
right.
into that, actually, as we are speaking right now, there is some type of riot, something like that, going on
Yes, Los
in
Angeles, California.
Los Angeles. So I'm gonna play this short video, and this is Los Angeles within this last few hours. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. I think it's loading or something like that. Yeah. So this is going on. This was going on the past few hours in Los Angeles. I think LA downtown has been declared illegal for any type of public gathering as we speak right now. So that's what's going on. They're burning cars, all kind of stuff going on. So
Yes.
yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna mute it so you can speak to that. Yeah, go ahead. You can speak.
Yes. Remember in our special segment in our introduction, I entered on the current situation in Los Angeles, in which residents of the state of California came out to protest the way in which immigrants are being seized in the open and being thrown into detention facilities, and some of them, without warning, being deported. That is the prelude to the situation that you have now. And just because the state, states controlled by Democrats, are not on board with Donald Trump on the extreme immigration agenda, seizing immigrants, deporting them. Initially, it was thought that, this would only be affecting people with criminal record. But it's obvious now that this is something that is born out of outright agenda for some political fundamentalism and extremism, not wanting to see any other person, any other race, other than just one situation here. And it's almost like why you can have two alphas. There won't be two masters controlling the same boat, the Elon Musk and Donald Trump thing. So just because Democrats are pushing back, they are pushing against all this clampdown on immigrants that really violates due process. That is why, constitutionally, it's expected that Donald Trump can do certain things. But that it has never been this extreme in the history of America until the Supreme Court justices emboldened him. And if in the future this moment will be recorded in history, these people, the justices of the Supreme Court in the United States will have their own fair portion of the blames. There will be blames to go around, including journalists who made it their business to always amplify the shenanigans and outright breaches of the current leadership. There will be enough blames to go around. And so, without recourse, it is the governor of California that would say that, this is the situation on the ground now. Remember 1965, during the civil rights years, when things were getting out of hand in places like Alabama and Mississippi. It was, and when there was the ruling to desegregate schools, and black students or colored students had to be escorted to classrooms that had been desegregated, and there were siege and ambushes to harm those innocent souls, those innocent children. That was when governors had to call on Lyndon Johnson, the then president of the United States, to send the National Guard. Not minding the precedents concerning this, Donald Trump did not wait for the governor of the state of California to send for him. He just he arrogated so much power to himself, which is what we're saying about political fascism, and then decided to send in National Guards there. Now we fear that we won't have a situation that is similar to, because if anybody is saying, oh, things that used to happen that were beneath decent conduct could only happen in developing countries, like, say, while protesters wrapped themselves up with Nigerian national flag and they were shot at Lekki toll gate during the NSAS riot. If people were thinking that, oh, it could only happen in places like Nigeria, now you know that it can happen anywhere. At least we pray that there is no casualty, because it would be strange to find American military using guns and firearms paid for by us taxpayers to turn them against fellow American citizens. It is unprecedented, and if it is happening, that in itself will be a defining moment about America's democracy and about the current Donald Trump's leadership. Going forward, you will notice that even as this protest in California was ongoing, congressmen and women have come to have access to detention facilities, to jail houses where immigrants are being held, where protesters are being held. And it is part of their constitutional duty, part of their rights, oversight function, to check on those prison facilities, those detention facilities, to see how these people are faring. These members of Congress are being disallowed from seeing or having entry into the detention facilities in Los Angeles as you and I speak. Even when attorneys, lawyers try to hold brief for their clients and they want to access the facilities, they are being disallowed. This is why I said these are strange times and everybody should just watch out. It's happening to some people now. The question is, when would it be my turn? When would it be your turn? When would everybody be served this breakfast? And finally, we come back to Elon Musk and Donald Trump himself, the one you have called the unprecedented breakup of all ages. Mm-hmm. Ask me whatever you want to ask me about that. But it was long in the making. It was long in the making. But let me tell you, Elon Musk is overrating himself. You don't take on the power of state the way he is.
I think you should. I think you should listen to this video, sir. I'm going to play a short video for you so you can listen. This is Elon Musk father saying something about it.
Bring it on.
Elon is standing on principles. He wants to cut the budget into a situation that they save money instead of waste or spend more money than they have. And he was told that his role would be just that. But when he was presented with a budget that in no way represented savings, he stood by his principles and said, I'm not prepared to support this. This is wrong. And so therefore I stand by my son. I think people, by nature, it's argumentative. I mean, that's the nature of politics. That's what the word means. Politics is to talk and argue. So that's what they've been doing. These days, of course, it goes out into the press and, it gets exaggerated or in some cases made worse than it really is. But it is a bit of a knot that's occurred in the flow of.
I mean, so my question for you Is it really that simple? Well, we just
Yeah, I think yeah, with due respect, I have to respect the older Musk, that is Elon Musk, but it
the
seems
father.
to, yes, it seems to have a simplistic view of what is playing at the moment, particularly when Elon Musk's arch rival in the Donald Trump's political family, somebody like Steve Bannon and the MAGAs, when they are suggesting to Donald Trump that he should go after core contracts of Elon Musk at SpaceX, take it over with. I mean, this was suggested this weekend that before midnight, Donald Trump should do that. That is to put the hard squeeze on the business or the financial interest of Elon Musk. And then when you had Steve Bannon also promoting or speculating around the what's it called, citizenship status of Elon Musk, particularly if he was in breach of immigration rules originally, and that his citizenship be revoked and that he should be deported. You know that you would understand that Elon Musk's dad does not seem to understand. Although things are de-escalating between them as of now, but you know that the first rule about Donald Trump is almost like the rule of the mob.
Yes, so
the Khan family.
he can never trust. He can never trust him again. I doubt.
Loyalty must be total. And now that Elon Musk came out barely 24 hours after he left Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, and is spewing out so much and crowing and spilling,
including his legacy, his reputation, Epstein, all this craziness.
Look at how much he lost within 2-3 days.
I think like $37 billion or so.
And he's still bleeding, he's still hemorrhaging financially. These people will go for the kill. You see, this is why I said he overrated himself. Yes, he tweeted or he X'd, because after he bought Twitter, he changed the name to X. So he was able to reach 192 million people when he sent out his disclosures about, because something slanderous. We don't want to repeat that. We don't want to defame anybody, because he was almost hinting at the fact that Donald Trump probably was into pedophilia. But
yes,
beyond that is the fact that when Donald Trump decided to reply him through his what's it called, Truth network handle, he was only able to reach about 197,000 people.
Let me say this, sir, so we can round up this session. I don't think to Donald Trump, I think the worst thing you can say to him, I know you said the PDF thing and all that, that's cute. The worst thing you can say to Donald Trump is that you made him.
Yes, because this is why I said Elon Musk has overrated himself. He has money. Donald Trump has political power and is the president of the United States of America. Probably he should have waited for the man to serve out his term.
It's 4 years.
Before he declared this rebellion, so to say. And honestly, it's going to be blooded too badly. It's going to be blooded too badly. So
we'll be here
this
watching.
is why I said it's the matter. I mean, it's an issue of two alphas. This struggle, who blinks first, and already you see that Elon Musk is already blinking, and God save him. The only thing that can be, that can afford him some sanctuary is that he has, what's it called, tripartite citizenship. He's a citizen of the United States of America, is a citizen of Canada and South Africa. But do not also forget that it will be difficult for him to return to South Africa with all the false and outright silly intelligence supplied against the legitimate government of that country.
Yeah.
it would be difficult for him to return there. And then will Canada be able to even trust him with what he has done in the United States?
Yes.
So
yes.
these are worrying moments for him. I think he needs to begin to show concern about his immediate future.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's just round that up right there. But it'll be interesting to watch. Join the conversation, everybody, in the comment section. Join the conversation. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. And we have other trendy stories around the world. We'll be right back.